Over 60, this gross food rebuilds your legs and reverses muscle loss. Let me ask you something that might sound a little strange. What if there were a single food out there, something most folks turn their noses up at, that could actually help rebuild the strength in your legs after 60? I know, it sounds odd, maybe even unbelievable, but I've spent years studying the way our bodies change as we age, and I'm here to tell you, the science behind this is not only real, it's hopeful. Now let's get real for a second. If you've noticed your legs don't feel like they used to, you're not alone. Maybe you feel a little shaky when you stand up. Maybe the stairs at home feel steeper than they did last year. Or maybe your legs just don't have the same energy they used to when chasing after the grandkids or going for a walk in the park. Most people think, that's just aging. But what if it wasn't? What if the problem isn't your age, but what your body's been missing? So stay with me, because today we're going to talk about one humble, often overlooked food that might just be the most powerful thing you can eat to restore strength in your legs and turn back the clock on muscle loss. Some people think it's gross, but I think it might be a gift, especially for those of us who want to stay independent, active, and full of life. And hey, before we get into it, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Leave me a little comment, even just to say hello. And if this kind of information matters to you, if you care about staying strong and feeling good in your body, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way, you'll never miss a new video that could help you or someone you love. Now, let's get into the good stuff. Before we get to that special food I mentioned, we need to take a moment to understand what's really happening inside the body as we age. Because once you know the why, the how to fix it becomes a whole lot clearer. There's a word doctors use for the muscle loss that happens as we get older. It's called sarcopenia. That might sound like something from a medical textbook, but it simply means this. Over time, your muscles start shrinking and getting weaker. Not because you did anything wrong, not because you're lazy, but because the body changes in ways that most of us were never told about. After age 60, your body starts to lose muscle more quickly. The signals that once told your muscles to grow or stay strong become quieter. And even if you're eating well, your body may not be using protein the way it used to. That's why your legs might feel a little shaky when you get out of bed in the morning, or why getting up from a low chair feels more like a chore than it used to. I remember one woman I worked with. She was 72 and used to enjoy gardening, but she started telling me she felt unsteady when stepping off the porch. Her knees wobbled a little, and she didn't trust her legs like she once did. That uncertainty, that fear of falling, started to steal the joy from her everyday life. And that's the hardest part. Sarcopenia doesn't just make your legs feel weak. It can take away your independence. Things like getting dressed, going upstairs, or even stepping into the tub can suddenly feel risky. You start avoiding things you used to enjoy, just to play it safe. And that cautious life can become smaller than it needs to be. Falls become more likely. Injuries take longer to heal. And the more time we spend resting to avoid a fall, the more muscle we lose. It's a vicious cycle that no one warns you about. But now that you know it has a name, you can start to fight it. The good news is that muscle loss is not just some fixed part of aging. It is a process that can be slowed, even reversed, when you give your body the right fuel at the right time. That's where today's powerful food comes in. We're going to talk about how one unlikely ingredient can support your muscles, help your legs feel steadier, and give you back the confidence to walk strong again. But before that, let's look just a little deeper into why older muscles stop listening the way they used to. Now here's where things get really interesting. Most people assume that losing muscle is just part of getting older, that it's something you can't change. But what if I told you that's not quite true? You see, the real problem is not your age. The real problem is something called anabolic resistance. It sounds complicated, but let me explain it in a way that makes sense. When you were younger, every time you ate a good meal with protein, your body knew exactly what to do with it. It sent that protein straight to your muscles. Your body was like a well-oiled machine, turning food into strength. But as we get older, that machine slows down. The signals that tell your muscles to absorb and use protein get weaker. Even if you're eating enough, your body doesn't use it the same way anymore. It's like trying to fill a sponge that is hardened over time. The water just rolls right off. That is anabolic resistance. Your muscles are still hungry for nourishment, but they're not getting the message. And that's why many seniors lose muscle even when they eat a healthy diet. It's frustrating, isn't it? You do all the right things, but it feels like nothing changes. Your arms feel smaller, your legs get shaky, and the energy that used to carry you through the day just doesn't show up like it used to. Now here's the part that surprises most people. Anabolic resistance is not caused by age itself. It's caused by how your body processes nutrition. And that, my friend, can be improved. Yes, your body has changed, but it's not broken. It's just waiting for the right signal, a spark. And the good news is, that spark can come from food, but not just any food. I'm talking about one specific kind, one that might make some folks wrinkle their nose, one that's often pushed aside. Yet it holds some of the most powerful nutrients your muscles need to wake up and respond again. So the question becomes, what can you do about it? What's the first step toward turning that sponge back into something soft and absorbent? The answer is simpler than you think, and it starts with a food that most people ignore. Ready to hear what it is? Let's uncover that in the next part. Because once you understand what this food can do inside your body, you may never look at it the same way again. The gross food is liver, grass-fed beef liver. Now I know what you might be thinking. Really? Liver? That's the food that used to sit cold on your plate when you were a kid. The one that made you hold your nose and take tiny bites. The texture, the smell, it's not exactly what most folks look forward to. And for many, it brings back memories of hard times, wartime meals, or just plain old kitchen dread. But here's the part no one told us when we were younger. This one food that many find unappetizing might actually be one of the most powerful tools you have to rebuild your legs and regain your strength. Let me break it down. Grass-fed beef liver is packed with something called leucine. It's an amino acid, but you can think of it like a spark plug. It flips the switch in your muscles to say, hey, time to grow again. That's especially important as we get older and our muscles stop responding the way they used to. It's also rich in vitamin B12, which your nerves and energy levels depend on. If you've been feeling foggy, low, or just plain tired, this vitamin helps wake the system back up. Then there's the iron. But not just any iron. Liver contains heme iron, which your body absorbs more easily. That means more oxygen is delivered to your muscles, better circulation, better stamina. Don't forget vitamin A and K2, both found naturally in grass-fed liver. These support your bones and joints, calm inflammation, and protect your body from the silent damage that creeps in with age. A recent study showed that older adults who added liver to their weekly meals actually improved leg strength. They reported less fatigue, better balance, and fewer falls. All from something so simple, just once or twice a week. Let me tell you about someone I worked with. His name is Harold, 72 years old. He used to groan every time he climbed stairs. His legs just didn't feel steady anymore. After we talked, he gave grass-fed liver a try, just one serving a week. 2 months later, his daughter sent me a video. There he was, actually dancing at his granddaughter's birthday party. No pain, no limp, just joy. He didn't take a fancy supplement. He didn't join a gym. He simply nourished his body in a way it hadn't felt in years. I know liver might not be everyone's favorite, but sometimes the most powerful healing tools come in humble packages. And when you prepare it right, even liver can become a source of strength, energy, and independence. In the next section, I'll show you how to make it part of your routine, even if the idea still makes you hesitate. Because rebuilding your legs doesn't have to be hard. It just takes one small brave choice to get started. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you. That tells me you care about your health, your strength, and your future. It means more than you know. Before we continue, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried liver before? Or are you thinking about giving it a second chance? Drop a comment below. Even a simple, "I'm listening," lets others know they're not alone. Your voice could be the gentle nudge someone else needs to feel hopeful again. Together, we're building a stronger, wiser community, one honest conversation at a time. Now let's talk about the part that makes most folks wrinkle their nose. How in the world do you actually eat liver? First, let's be clear. No one's asking you to eat it raw or choke it down plain. That's not the goal. We're talking about smart, simple ways to add just a little to your weekly routine in a form that feels doable, maybe even enjoyable. Start with this. Quality matters more than quantity. If you're going to try beef liver, look for grass-fed, hormone-free sources. That means the animal was raised the way nature intended, with clean pasture, not crowded feedlots. This helps avoid toxins and gives you the purest nutrients possible. Now, how to make it go down easier. I've worked with dozens of seniors who swore they'd never touch liver again until they tried one of these gentle methods. You can try freezing small pieces into homemade liver pills. No chewing, no smell. Just swallow one with a sip of water like a vitamin. Or you can dice it up and saute it with onions. The onions mellow the flavor, and the texture becomes more familiar. Just a few bites go a long way. Another favorite? Blend it into a smooth homemade pâté. Add herbs, a little butter, and spread it on toast. Suddenly, you're not eating liver. You're enjoying something rich and elegant. The best part? You only need to cook it once a week. That's right. Just prepare a small batch, about 2 to 3 ounces, and you're set. That's all it takes to start seeing a real change in your energy, your leg strength, and how steady you feel when you walk. And I want to say this, if you feel nervous trying something new, that's okay. Being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you're willing to try anyway. So if liver is new to you, start small. Try it one way. See how you feel. Your body will let you know if it's working. You've made it this far, and that says something about your courage. Keep going. Your stronger self is closer than you think. Now here's where things get even more powerful. If you want to turn that weekly serving of beef liver into real leg strength, you've got to give your body a little help. Not a lot, just enough. You see, your muscles don't grow just because you eat something good. They grow when you feed them the right fuel and give them a reason to rebuild. And that's where protein and gentle movement come into the picture. Let's start with the fuel. Beef liver is a great foundation, but if you pair it with other protein-rich foods, you'll get even better results. Try combining it with eggs. They're packed with leucine, easy to prepare, and gentle on the stomach. If you need a boost, a scoop of whey protein can help. Just mix it into a smoothie or shake. Especially helpful if your appetite isn't what it used to be. Salmon, chicken, even soybeans offer variety. These give your body different types of amino acids, which work together to support stronger muscles and faster recovery. Think of it like building a house. Liver gives you bricks. These other proteins bring the nails, the wood, the roof. Together, they make your foundation solid. Now, let's talk movement. And no, I'm not asking you to hit the gym or lift heavy weights. That's not the goal. Simple body weight squats, just sitting down and standing up from a chair, slowly and with control, can wake up your leg muscles. Brisk walking a few times a week gets the blood flowing and helps transport nutrients right where they're needed. And if you're up for it, resistance bands are gentle tools that add just a little challenge without putting stress on your joints. The key isn't intensity, it's consistency. You don't have to move like you did at 30. You just have to keep moving in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. One step at a time, one set at a time. That's where the magic happens. So start where you are. Combine your liver with the right proteins. Add just a little movement to your week. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be steady. Because steady is what gets you strong. Now here's the part most folks don't expect. When you strengthen your muscles, you're not just rebuilding your legs. You're lighting a spark in the rest of your body too. And that spark? It reaches places you wouldn't believe. Let's start with your blood sugar. As your muscles grow, they become better at pulling in glucose from your bloodstream. That means steadier blood sugar, fewer spikes, and less fatigue after meals. For many folks over 60, this alone brings more energy and fewer worries. Then there's your memory. Yes, really. Stronger muscles mean better blood flow, and better blood flow helps your brain stay sharp. I've had patients tell me they feel more alert just weeks after building back leg strength. Names come easier, thoughts feel clearer. Mood, that lifts too. Movement sends a signal to your brain to release natural feel-good chemicals. It's like your body's own prescription for feeling hopeful again. Sweep deeper. Strong muscles work during the day, then rest better at night. I've had people in their 70s say, "I haven't slept like this in years," all from giving their legs a little love. And bones? That's the big one. As your muscle strength returns, it pulls gently on your bones, reminding them to stay dense and strong. That means fewer falls, fewer fractures, and more independence. So here's the truth. When your muscles get stronger, so does everything else. Your metabolism, your brain, your balance, your freedom. It's never just about the muscles. It's about the life those muscles let you live. And once you feel the difference, you'll never want to go back. Let's bring this all together. One food, one habit, one change. That's all it takes to begin. And that change? It could be the start of getting your legs back, of walking a little taller, feeling a little stronger, trusting your body a little more each day. You don't have to overhaul your whole diet or commit to some complicated plan. Just try it once this week. A few ounces of grass-fed beef liver, prepared in a way that feels doable. Give it a chance and let your body decide. Because your muscles are still listening and they're not done responding. So I want to hear from you. Will you try it? Or maybe you already have. If so, what did you notice? Leave me a comment below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to get started. And if this video gave you one helpful insight today, tap that like button. It helps more people see this message. Make sure to subscribe to Healthy Aging Vault so you don't miss the next science-backed tip that could bring you closer to strength, steadiness, and confidence. Before I go, let me leave you with this. You're not too old. Your muscles are not done. And you deserve to walk tall. Thank you for spending this time with me. Stay kind to your body, keep moving forward, and I'll see you in the next video.